Welcome to The Power of the P, the podcast designed to help you become empowered in your truth, free of fear. I'm E.L. Brooks, your host, here to bring you expert advice and effective tools based on neuroscience to help you deal with all the stressors in life, relationships, and work. I'm here to keep you off that struggle bus through the power of the P. Are you ready? Then let's go. Welcome to The Power of the P, episode number 10. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for the support. Our channel is growing, and we have some new things that are coming in a few months that I think you're going to love. I also have some things that I'm working on the outside that I'll be able to share, both in information and in tools. So I'm super excited today. It's my level of excitement, just in case you didn't know. So if you're not familiar with the show's format, it's like a Dear John life advice show, except for I'm EL. So it's Dear EL, where followers and subscribers send in questions of things that they're dealing and struggling with. And I'll pick one of those questions and give insight and provide some effective tools that are mostly backed in neuroscience. And I'll offer one key takeaway at the end to log into your memory to help you become more resilient and emotionally stable. So side note, we shoot this show on Sundays because that's the only time that I have between my clients, my business as a financial planner and high performance consultant. So lately, we've been getting the same emails, mostly about relationships, how to handle breakups and cheating and how to win someone back. By the way, my belief is if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And if it's not, it's not. But trust me, a lot of people seem to be having a hard time navigating relationships. And let's face it, a lot of people are having a hard time navigating themselves. So it makes sense that they're having problems in their relationships, right? Me included from time to time. I'm not perfect. And I had this week to remind me of that. But my attitude is awesome. It's actually amazing. Seriously now, I'm a work in progress. You're a work in progress. There's always room for improvement, right? Because we are simply moments in this illusion of time. I hope you're starting to notice that I get sidetracked a lot, right? I like to make myself laugh, as my younger son likes to say. But seriously, back on topic. So all of these emails are great emails, which we will get to eventually. But the team and I have an agreement that if there isn't an email that immediately lights us up, that we will pull from our teaching. So that's what we're going to do today. And then all of a sudden, Andy, right there, just now got an email from Tamara J about how to let go and forgive. And Tamara, I really want to give that topic its just due because it's so important. So we're going to table that one and we're going to tackle that one next week. So today we're going to learn about 7 key principles that help govern a happy and successful mindset. So again, today, no email reading. We're going to go right into the knowledge, right? So a reasonable life can be achieved by anyone, right? You can have an okay job, you can have an okay relationship. Anyone can have these things. And let's face it, to be honest, that most people is what they are experiencing. They're experiencing okay. They're experiencing mediocrity. They're experiencing average. If you want to have a great life, you have to be intentional, right? You have to be committed to leading a great life. And that requires you to do things the majority do not do. That is committing to thinking differently, like the 9%. There's a commonality in people that are living a great life, and they can be found in these 7 key principles for you and everyone listening to lead an abundant, happy, fulfilling, and successful life. These are not your typical principles, which is why those who adopt them and implement them thrive and experience a 10x life. So let's get into these key principles and start with, I believe, is the hardest one. So key principle number 1 is one day you'll be gone. And if you live each day as if it were your last, you will most certainly be right one day, right? And with that being said, make sure that you do what you love and love what you do. We don't know if we have 40 days, 40 months, 40 years, 40 hours, or 40 seconds. No one knows, right? But what we do know is that we all have the same ending to our individual stories. And that story will end in some sort of transition or transformation where we will no longer occupy our bodies as what I call our meat suits. And I personally believe in life after death and the continuation of source energy. So rather than be fearful of this inevitable fate, you should embrace the fact that there is an impermanence to life. That approach, at least for me, allows me to not sweat the small things, right? It allows me to stay away from toxic people and toxic environments. I don't need to be right in discussions. That's all ego. I need to try and understand what's driving the behavior so that I can apply grace. And it took me a while to get there, right? To a place where I know that I only have a limited time to make an impact. I don't have time wasting it on having disagreements with people that are not committed to themselves in the same way that I am. I'd rather agree to disagree and keep it moving in a peaceful, harmonious way. Life is unpredictable, so my goal is to be intentionally living life to the fullest each day, accomplishing my objectives that are always designed to ensure that I'm loving and honoring the things that are important to me. And that means being my best each day in everything that I do. And my line that I tell people is like, how you do anything is how you do everything. I'll say that one more time. How you do anything is how you do everything. How I navigate friendships and my encounters with strangers is to think that one day that person may be gone before me. So I give grace to someone who may have offended me. I simply ask, have I done that before? And most likely the answer is yes. So I give them a pass. And with my friends, I move through the awkwardness by reminding myself of my experience with my father. You see, our last conversation in the physical plane was an argument the night before he had his aneurysm. You could imagine what I felt like the next day when I heard that he was in a coma, right? I had so much guilt that has sent me on this destructive path until he came to visit me in the spiritual realm a year and a half later. So that allows me to push through and remind myself that my friend could be gone the next day. So I remain present in the energy of love, compassion, and empathy. And that allows me to stave off any egoic posturing. Remember Maya Angelou's quote, right? People will forget what you did, what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So put your ego in check and live each day as if it were your last, because in the end, none of this stuff matters, right? All you have to do is remember Alexander the Great's last 3 wishes on his deathbed. Here's what Alexander the Great had to say. These are the most 3 popular things, right, that people often reflect on. Number 1, he said, I want the best doctors to carry my coffin to demonstrate that in the face of death, even the best doctors in the world have no power to heal. And number 2, he said, I want the road to be covered with my treasures so that everybody sees that material wealth acquired on earth stays on earth. And number 3, he said, I want my hands to swing in the wind so that people understand that we come to this world empty-handed and we leave this world empty-handed after the most precious treasure of all is exhausted, and that is time. Those are the most popular wishes of Alexander the Great that are talked about. But he also requested and shared more insight with his generals. I'm sharing 3 more statements that are not as popular, but to me are just as or even more important, in my opinion. They also fit naturally with this principle. Number 4 is we do not take to our grave any material wealth, although our good deeds can be our traveler's checks. Time is our most precious treasure because it is limited. We can produce more wealth, but we cannot produce more time. And number 5, he says, when we give someone our time, we actually give a portion of our life that we will never take back. Our time is our life. And number 6 is probably the best one that ties to this principle in general, which is, he says, so my dear, the best present that you can give to your family, to your friends, is your time. May God grant you plenty of time, and may you have the wisdom to give it away so that you can live, love, and die in peace. How profound is that? So again, the only thing that matters in the end is how you make others feel and how you actually feel in your own heart the day that you perish. Oh, that was so deep, right? These principles are fire. I'm actually giving you fire right now. I'm telling you. Told you I'm in a good mood. I'm excited. All right. Number 2 is there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. If there's a person who has done it, they've done it before on this planet, and it means that you can do it too, right? There's a framework, there's an opportunity, and a pathway that has already been laid, which means that it can be achieved. It doesn't mean that it will be easy. It just simply means that it is possible. And as long as it is possible, you can form a strategy and a plan to work towards that possibility for yourself. I'm so excited. I'm talking really, really fast, right? So let's bring it down, slow it down a little bit. All right. So it's a mindset to be able to do what most people view as impossible. But remember, impossible broken down simply means I'm possible. And you are. Everyone listening is. We're walking miracles, and our ability to dream and imagine makes the impossible possible. Number three is a challenging one, but trust me, this is a principle that you'll want to learn to follow. And number three is nothing is worth it if it doesn't make you happy or better. If it doesn't make you happy and it doesn't make you better, don't make the time for it. Don't give it any energy. If it doesn't make you happy now, or if it's not going to make you happy later as a result of doing something now, it's most likely not worth it. They say something worth fighting for requires you to be in a real fight to conquer it. Everything worthwhile is uphill, and you have to fight gravity to propel yourself onward and upwards. And that will cause you to suffer now and sacrifice potential happiness now to achieve something much greater later. It will make you better and it will make you happy. So you need to start asking these two questions about everything you do in life. Does it make me happy or will it make me better? I'll say that one more time. Does it make me happy or does it make me better? Number four is always be yourself. It's never too late to align, take action, and make adjustments along the way. And I call it the AAA. Align, take action, and make adjustments. And that is the way to ensure that you can return to your true, authentic self. Too many people are living the lives of others, living a life that they're not satisfied with, which is the reason I believe that we're so divided as a society today. If more people were happy with themselves and doing the things that are in alignment with their true, authentic self, I believe we wouldn't have so much hatred, anger, and divide in this world. The hatred and anger is really people hating themselves and hating their situations and needing to displace that anger elsewhere. And the only way that I believe that you can truly be happy in this life and be successful and not eventually sabotage is for you to truly understand who you are. And once you understand you, just be you. You will never feel fulfilled in life if you're constantly living for others, competing against others, right? Doing things for the approval and validation of others. It will eventually get exhausting and you will lose yourself and develop resentment, and that will manifest into hatred and anger. So follow your own path, embrace your uniqueness, and know and be grateful that you're a one-off, just like I'm a one-off, right? Compare yourself to the person that you were yesterday and just be committed to being a slightly better version today. Number five, everything you need is already within you, right? In order to really tap into this quality, you first need to be aware of who you are. And that requires you not to be distracted and attracted to the false shine, right? As they say, all that glitter is not gold. We've seen examples of opulence, fame, and fortune, but we don't realize that a lot of these examples are people who often feel empty inside, right? They're not connected to themselves. They don't know who they truly are. So they really optimize for fame and fortune because they're looking for something to make them feel complete. I can speak from experience, right? I had everything that I wanted in life, but I didn't have gratitude. I lost touch with my faith and my connection to source, which is really a connection to yourself. Nothing made me feel complete, not even my houses, not my money, not my cars, not even my family at times. I was considered outwardly successful, but inwardly tortured. And this is why a lot of successful people self-sabotage. They're looking for validation and confirmation via the external world, and you'll never find it out there. Mike Tyson said that he had to lose it all to find himself, to find the truth in everything. You can't value anything more than yourself. You can't value money, possessions, nothing over yourself. Once you put yourself at the top of all to value and honor, you can then unlock all the treasures that reside inside of you. Value yourself first, then your other core values like integrity, family, your loved ones, your friends. And this is important. You need to understand the power of humbleness. That's what grounds and centers you, right? You can't be too high in your ego, and you definitely can't be too low in your pain. Value yourself, know your greatness in the most humbling way. Then you'll realize that you'll need nothing. And when you reach the point where you need nothing, and more importantly, you seek nothing to make you happy because your happiness is your way, you'll realize that you'll attract everything, right? So need nothing, seek nothing, and attract everything and everyone because your energy will be pure. You'll be free of lack, which will make space for amazing things to enter your life. This is important. Nothing outside yourself will make you happy. Nothing outside will ever make you happy. It's the process of achieving, it's the journey, it's the inner feelings, not the external results. And that's why when you reach the destinations or achieve those goals over time, the feelings subside because you're looking outward for something else. You're not looking inward where it's all happening. Happiness is a mindset, and it's the highest level of success because it's tied to your self love. And that's why you need to do the things that make you happy inside. Number 6 is key. Surround yourself with great people. There is no room for toxic people. Surrounding yourself with energy vampires is one of the most detrimental things that you can do to your psyche, right? Remember, all of our doubts is planted. We're walking miracles. We're miracles in the making, but toxic people can derail your progress, even set you back. And again, we learn 2 ways, right? Through our experience in life or through the wisdom of others who have been there and done that. So surround yourself with mentors in all areas of your life, right? Hire yourself a coach for leadership, a coach for relationships, a coach for personal development, or find a mentor that can give you great advice and guidance in all of those aspects of life. Don't ever dim your light to cater to the likes of others, right? Shine bright and shine always. And remember, it's more difficult to shine bright when you're surrounded by someone who is jealous or annoyed with that light. So seek those who appreciate and don't just tolerate. Number 7 is where attention goes, energy flows. We've all heard that, right? But it's true. What you focus on, you will find. The life that you're currently experiencing is the life that you're currently focusing on, right? If you're focused on love, peace, and harmony, that's what you're going to see. But also, if you're focused on hate, violence, and fear, you'll see that all around as well, right? It's called resist, persist. That's because we're manifesting all the time, 24/7, 365 days of the year. Most people focus on what they don't want in life, right? And so they see more of what they don't want. It's because that energy is stronger. It's the strongest. But the same is true on the flip side, right? And I know that you've all heard the saying, we're always searching for the good in people, right? That was me. I always saw the good in people, and sometimes at the cost of blindly omitting the bad. But my point is, what you decide to feed your mindset and your consciousness, you will experience, right? It's all resides inside the meanings that we place on people, places, and things. Our meanings are tied to our emotions that influence our behaviors and actions. So whatever meanings you give, your life becomes your life. And I'll say that one more time. Whatever meaning you give your life becomes your life. Meanings trigger automatic emotions, right? So disrespect triggers anger, criticism triggers anger, shame, and shutdown, and worry triggers sadness, fear, scarcity, right? So emotional regulation is really evaluating the meaning of things, right? The meaning you place on things. In other words, the judgment, which is not love, right? Love triggers happiness. Love triggers love. Love triggers surprise, arousal. Love is curiosity. It's our imagination. And with love, you never need to be a victim, right? Because there's always another perspective. That's the power of the P. The power of the P, or the power of perspective, is that we get to choose, right? Perspective is everything, right? It could be heartbreak, or it could be alignment. It could be failure, or it could be a lesson. It could be a setback or character building moment. It depends on what side of the double-sided coin that you choose to focus on, right? Life is happening to you or for you. You get to decide. And either way you decide, you'll be correct, because that's what you're choosing to focus on, right? It's a game. It's an illusion. And you need to know. The key takeaway is this, and it's a really short one, but it's a really important one, right? The key is there is no reality. We choose our reality based on the meanings that we give each moment and the meanings that we give in our lives, which is the reason why most of us can easily fluctuate, right? But you can always make a shift every single moment to always look at the head side up, right? Look for the good in people, be intentional about being positive. Look at all the challenges and adversities as opportunities to grow and improve. Embrace and love who you are now and look forward to the person you are becoming and will become, right? Remember, it's not what you achieve and accomplish that's important, it's the person you become. So focus on becoming a great person that positively impacts the lives of others. Always be yourself, do the things that make you happy or better. Know that your time is limited, so focus on becoming intentional by surrounding yourself with greatness. And last, learn to love and fall in love with loving yourself and others, and your life will immediately change. Now you know. One love. Today's episode was sponsored by Help to Love, a platform to open your mind, achieve mental agility, and integrate into the person that you're meant to be. With a wealth of resources and expert advice at your fingertips, Help to Love makes prioritizing your mental well-being easier than ever. It's a non-judgmental approach to mental wellness to help you design that 10x life you deserve. Sign up today at www.helptolove.com. Join the thousands of users who have already discovered the transformative power. Register for the free webinar that will open your mind and plant seeds for your ultimate breakthrough. If you felt this episode was helpful and insightful, please like, share, and subscribe so that you'll be notified of all of our upcoming content and special announcements. I'm E.O. Brooks, your host. As always, I thank you for your support and especially your time. One love.